What a lovely day. Really nice. Worth capturing. Some inquisitive sheep. What are you doing, sheep? What's that man doing? That's it, you're... They're looking for the dog. You looking for the dog? Where's the dog then? This is PJ, named after our eldest son. Or PJ Junior to be precise, because his original mother was called Primrose. Uh-oh, he's become investigate. I haven't got any food for you. They're very tame. They eat out your hand. And they're certainly very, very keen on helping themselves to the chicken's food. This is a converted caravan chassis. The woodwork is on the outside intentionally. The caravan is lined with a product called stopboard, which is a recycled plastic. The flooring is the metal panels used for dog kennels, so I can pressure wash the inside of the cage. Most of the poop goes straight through, and we don't have to really clean these birds up, no more than maybe once every 2 months, just to clean out. As you can see, I've retained the caravan windows, because at this time of year I reduce the ventilation, but the primary thing with chickens is why there's all the mesh along the top is ventilation. Ventilation is key. They won't die in the cold, but they will die in a stuffy, unpleasant, unventilated, moist environment. So we just close off the windows using the old caravan windows. They slide out during the summer, and the chickens have the choice of a couple of automatic exits or the main door. Last year we had so much rain that stand of bamboo died. Very, 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 very upsetting. That's been there for many years and survived lots of winters. The Dalek over there is the chicken coop we keep the cockerels in when we hatch out any new chickens, and obviously it's an old climb frame, used to belong to kids, which I converted. One of the things you get when you hatch chickens is boys and girls. You can't tell when they're chicks. In fact, often you can't tell for several weeks until one morning you know for sure what you've got, and then it's a case of selling them on if they're a pedigree or rare breed, or just keeping them for the pot. I would try to sell them on if I can, but we do have to get rid of a few at times, and they're very tasty. There's my pond over there. It's been there again for nearly 15 years, and it's sprung a leak now. It's a natural pond in clay, and we have a very deep ditch just on the other side of that fence over there. I have a feeling that between the ditch there and the pond, water's finally managed to find its way through, and I'm losing water out of it big time, which is a shame. So I'm going to try, it's proving difficult, but I'm going to try and find out where the leak is. I'll probably have to put a trench through there, through that piece of land there, just to fathom out, but I'm pretty certain it's getting out of there somehow. Unfortunately there's a dirty goat hedge. The ditch and the hedge is all mine, but there's a dirty goat hedge there. Makes getting down into the to be a pain in the neck with any kind of equipment. But it's on my deal with it one day list. It's been a brilliant pond, absolutely brilliant. The ducks loved it, despite the mess they made. And there's a grumpy beagle up there somewhere making a fuss. Lovely day. I thought I'd just capture this on camera for my family in Kent. It's very, very, very pretty. In the autumn, all the trees in our neighbours on the boundaries basically, lovely colours, especially silver birches. There's a stand of I think they're poplars over there. It's borrowed landscape. I mean, we don't have a lot of a lot of trees in our own garden, mainly because things like this eat them. But it's lovely, the borrowed landscape here. And I've had lots and lots of car meetings here. We've had clubs on the land, and I have been toying with the idea, and this is just an idea at the moment, but there's space over there for 2 or 3 vans. It's beautifully private. There is a bit of traffic noise today because of the ice on the road and the fact there's no wind blowing, but the prevailing wind normally means that little corner over there is very, very quiet, very, very private. And I might just invite a few people in if they want to use it for a wild camping stop occasionally. Certainly this time of year it's not really possible because the land is clay, it's very wet and people get stuck, and I'm not sure whether my tractor would be up to pulling people out, but certainly later on in the year, when the weather dries out, I may well offer people a stopping point just on an informal basis. It's just an idea. We've had people camp here before, tents, and we've had a caravan, somebody stayed with a caravan while they were looking for a new home for a while. But it's a lovely spot, and the view out towards the sunrise over the fields, over my neighbour's boundary fields, is brilliant. But right, I shall now head back up to where the van is, up there. But for now I just thought people might be interested in seeing the happy little animals trying to eat. They've had their food, they get fed every day. And a few brave chickens. They don't like snow. There's one. She's come out. She's a hybrid. We hatched her probably 3 or 4 years ago now. Her dad's in there, sitting on his perch. That's the only cockerel we've got. There he is. He's called Yellow Curry. He's got a yellow band on, so you can imagine what all the others were called. There were 5 of them. They're called sextant hybrid. You can actually tell immediately when they hatch from the colour of the down. Or at least you can when you know what you're looking for. I thought they were all girls because of the colour of the down, but you can tell from these sex-linked hybrids when they hatch, within reason, whether they're going to be boys or girls. We ended up, as I said, with 6 of those, all given different various names to do with curries. They were all very tasty. Him we've kept. He was by far the most dominant of the cockerels we had. We ended up with maybe 25, 30 in one hatch one year. And his job is to basically protect the flock. He will sacrifice himself. If there's a fox attack, he will sacrifice himself to protect the hens. He's been lucky. We've not had many. We've had 1 fox attack and we lost 2 birds, and they were broody and they were stupid and they hadn't gone into their coop at night. They were sitting somewhere out here. But most of the hens seem reluctant to get up today. They don't like snow. It's odd. I think I'm going to go and drive them all out before they starve, because their primary function is to produce eggs, and they're not going to produce eggs, are they? Anyway, I'll pause now and get back to the van. Another chicken coop. That's an old polytunnel, which I converted again. That was what we were keeping all the young birds in. It's now got a couple of bantams in it. We did have 8 bantams, and they slowly died off. They're lovely little birds, bantams, but they do get a little bit harassed by the larger birds, so we keep them separate. But that polytunnel, it's what you call a chicken tractor. I put wheels on it, on levers, so you can lift it up, and I tow that around with my tractor so that it can be moved onto a clean bit of grass. Lovely day, absolutely amazing day. There's a van, almost camouflaged in the snow, and that platform there is where we keep the chicken food. It's we can secure it from foxes. We can also secure the chickens in there when we need to. Actually, just for example, if there's a bird flu outbreak, we keep them under cover as best we can and clean up. There was I don't think there's no notices out this year, but we had to take some precautions last year. Fruit cages died a death. Quick scan past that. We have to dismantle it. Veg plots. Oh look, they're beginning to come out now. And there's our cockerel. He's out now. Where is he? There he is. That's Yellow Curry. And He's a lovely bird, but he is getting old now. 6, 7 years old. He's not as active as he was. I have noticed he's not mounting the hens. They're slowly beginning to come out. They don't like snow. They stay out in all weathers. And they've got a patch underneath the coop that I've cleaned out. But they all stay out in all weathers. Yet snow, they seem a little bit funny about. That's a Scots Grey. They're lovely birds again. Very placid. We did have to put down the other one that I filmed last week. She was finished. She'd lost all her body weight. This one here is supposed to be a Welsh summer. A Welsh summer is a brown bird, and she was hatching a Welsh summer egg, but there is no way that is a Welsh summer. There is some Sussex in that. And she's coming over to see what I'm up to. A chance there might be something to eat. Or is she going to go and raid the sheep trough? Probably off to raid the sheep trough. Which is over there. Yep, she's off to raid the sheep trough. There they come. Now they're beginning to get up. They're Welsh summers. Over there. I hatched 9 of those. I like them. They're a lovely colour, lovely looking bird. Seem to eat a lot though, so perhaps not the most efficient, but they lay a really nice brown egg. And there's an Orpington. That's a splash Orpington. They're enormous, very popular in the shows. We've had several. This is the last one. We hatched her, probably one of the first birds we ever hatched. They are not a lot of use for eggs. Don't lay a great deal, but they are big and they're good fun. They're very docile indeed. And there's a sheep. Will that focus? Is it going to focus? It's struggling. Doesn't like the snow. Sowie sheep are supposed to shed their own wool. They do to a degree. But we had them both clipped last year because it hadn't come off properly and they were getting hot. These are wethers. These are weathered rams. They've been castrated. So they haven't got a full set of horns, otherwise they'd have a complete curl. And it may well be that because they're weathered, they may not be shedding their wool. But as a rule, we get a nice fleece off of each one of them every year. Haven't quite found out how to do it all yet. That's a bonkers chicken, a little flight test. But they're slowly getting up. Slowly getting up. Right now, I will stop for a moment and get back to doing what I need to do in the van.